Test, check. Good evening everyone and welcome to the delayed commentary coverage of this Ōtautahi Cup fixture between the Otago men and Wellington men. My name's Sam Grimshaw, joined in the box here by Ethan Booth. Boothy, how you doing today, mate?
Yeah, good mate. It's always an absolute festival out here at Ngāpurewa and always a clinic to come and watch the Otago men take on the Wellington lads in a great fixture on a Friday night, but a Friday night footy. They'll love it.
Yeah, about 7 minutes through in this game, pretty even at the moment. The only real opportunity coming for Wellington after about the first 5 or 6 minutes in the circle. Well kept out there by the Otago men. As we see the ball controlled in midfield there by Patrick Ward. Someone that's going to be prominent in this game too, the Ward boys. Teaming up. Boothie, you'll be familiar with the Ward team?
Yeah, he's a good king size old lad. There's 3 of them out there today, so they're all in the midfield. Like Geordie at the left half and 2 others in the midfield, but they're dangerously down with Joe out there and they'll the shots hard for the Otago lads.
We've got Jordan Ward here on the ball, one of the oldest of the brothers. Looking for a great crossfield ball to Benji Calhoun. Pushing up through the middle of the field. Umpire Saunders happy with the wave play on. Otago looking to sort of set a little bit of dominance here in the end of this first quarter.
Dylan Thomas there on the ball. Looking to get it out and get it over to Johnny Thorne at the back there with old Max Raz.
Sam Davis here on the left, looking to push forward, trying to find the penetration through into the 23. Still carrying Sam Davis around the left-hand edge of the circle.
Hockey up at Auckland these days, come down for university in Otago. Very, very good player. Gone through the HNZ system and good to see him back out there. No yellow covers for Otago. Kieran O'Connor there on the ball looking for a crossfield pass to Josh Wintz, number 5, and waiting to get a turnover and looking to come straight back to the Otago men down the other end.
Still seem to be in the feeling out period at the moment. Both teams looking to not be too threatening, trying to hold the ball for extended periods of time. Defensively pretty sound as we probably see the game start to open up towards the second half. And Otago looking to go back, happy to hold the ball in the defensive half. Trying to really manipulate this Wellington attack line. There we see still trying to patiently hold the ball. Max Rasmussen, great penetration, looking to find his right half, overloading down the far flank. Well worked play by Otago around the sideline. Looking to penetrate deep. Umpire Saunders with the first penalty corner of the game. Boothie, fantastic counter attack down the right hand side.
Yeah, it's actually Devan Bihaka is actually a Wellington local, actually grown up there through the system and come down to Otago for university. So doing one against his home province, which is you always love to see. But yeah, very, very great ball there from Raz out the back. Great pass, 45 ball over to Finn Ward, and then just loaded off to DVD to look down to the baseline for a well-worked PC.
And as we see the two brackets setting up, Boothie, where do you see this one going to start the game?
I think they'll look for Kieran O'Connor in the first bracket. Plays his hockey at Auckland these days. Good drag flicker. I think he might look to go stick side here.
See the ball and Duke get first bracket as we off. Well played by the drag flick between the goalkeeper and the far post. Not the most heat on that flick, Ethan. Just well placed, was it?
Yeah, I think the accuracy there was a great flick. It looked like the keeper just got a wee bit offset, so I don't know if he misread that one, but it was a really well worked flick there. Wellington's got some quality hockey players out there, so the guy on the ball now is Callum Olsen, a very good hockey player. He's also got a very, very good flick and loves a long ball as well, and just excellent vision from the young kid.
Yeah, watching him in the warm-up, Ethan, I'm excited to see him on the bracket later in this game. Really, really a lot of heat on those flicks. Is he the big man, as we see a quick little overhead by him, but it's someone that I'm really excited to see later in this game. As Wellington look to penetrate the circle for the second time in the game. And just as we were speaking, Ethan, we've got our first corner for Wellington.
That was a great lead there from Marcus Ambrose. Got straight to the spot. Excellent PC, well worked from the Wellington Capitals, and we will see our man Callum Olsen get up there for a flick. And I'll tell you what, I am looking forward to this.
If I'm the backboard, Ethan, I'm worried right now, mate. We had a peak coming off that stick in the warm-up.
Yeah, they are new backboards, I believe, so we'll see what the quality is quite like of them. We've heard great things, and we'll see how they go.
As we see here, Callum Olsen lining up on the first bracket. Otago looking to set something tactical in the defensive end. Callum on the flick. Well save. The ball has been sent through the Hullsville quarry over the back fence.
There's a Felix McIntosh, a Canterbury local. Actually, Sam Grimshaw grew up playing his hockey for Christ College. Moved down, another one to move down there for the university vibe. Plays for great hockey for Albany Alligators. Heck of a club, just recently played in the Otago men's final down there, and unlucky they lost to Ōtautahi down for that final, but we'll be looking for a bit of redemption in this game.
Yeah, with that sort of save, Ethan, I can see why they're in the final. Someone you can rely on in the back is Wellington looking to mount a little bit of pressure. Fantastic pass over the top. Otago looking to give the 5 metres required. Again, very threatening play through McIntosh. Looking comfortable though at the back.
Great stick save there on the ground. It's really well worked and got to safety, and Otago just lost the ball again, and then Wellington looking to come back for counter attack.
Yeah, really good to see Wellington starting to build into this game nicely. Happy to hold the ball at the back, looking for their penetrations going forward.
This looks like Sam Davis to me, and Callum Olsen look like the two boys at the back who are really just going to control the game for these Wellington lads. Look really well. A lot of experience on those two shoulders, and just look got heaps of time on the ball and really patient. And
great cut in field there by number 8, 28, Kieran O'Connor. This is where Wellington's going to be dangerous, I reckon, on the counter attack, looking to push the wall forward. Otago seems to be plenty numbers back at the moment.
Great pass here from Sanjay Patel out to the left to Liam Mortimer again. We've mentioned his name a few times. Old Liam Mortimer, number 14 for Wellington. Looks like he pops up on the left-hand side there. A threatening wee player that we could probably keep our eyes on throughout the game, I reckon. So.
Yeah, it's great to see the modern gamies on both sides of the field. Wellington definitely looking like the more dominant team in the last wee spell. Pressing down the baseline, we have number 9.
Great tackle there from Benji Culhane. Hell of a tackle there from the Southern local, old Benji Culhane. Lads down there will be frothing watching this game at the couch, probably at Blair McKenzie's place watching Benji play. They'll be loving it, watching him. Two excellent tackles there from both teams. Look, Johnny Thorne looking to carry it out on the Wellington guy. Flat stick tackle, and then just unlucky, just got the free hit against him. I think it might have hit his foot there, but two very good tackles and defensive plays from both teams, and it looks like both teams are trying to utilise the overhead out of defence. We've seen a few, and even into the attacking circle, which is really cool to see. Really exciting brand of hockey, and
It's something that was a bit of a trademark of the previous game between the Canterbury Cavaliers and Canterbury Beavers, the attacking overhead, used as a really attacking pass in modern hockey compared to more of a get the ball out of your own type of play as years gone by might have had.
yeah, I remember actually watching a Marist game, TPL final the other week, and they used it really well. So I'm wondering if some of these boys must have watched that game and taken a few clips. I believe you were the coach of the team, Sam.
Yeah, definitely something the boys worked on, Ethan. And I'm for sure they would have definitely been watching that game, so I'm glad to see them bringing it into this game. Into the final minute 30 of the first quarter. Wellington really having the position in the territory in the last few moments. Still behind on the scoreboard, really trying to control the game.
They're just looking like they're just trying to get their touch back into the game a little bit. Just a wee bit rush at the start and just really trying to control the ball between Liam Davis and Callum Olsen at the back here. Two players we've mentioned a few times, but just the roles and the senior heads there from those lads to control the game after conceding a goal and looking to rebuild some pressure and some team play. There's Ezekiel Bushell, great intercept there and pass it to Connor.
Yeah, Ezekiel Bushell, another one of the boys from the King's High School dynasty.
Yeah, he is. He's another one of the lads come through the prodigy of the Dave Ross Coaching Foundation there, the godfather of the South Island hockey for down there. Another Kings lad. There's also another one there, Dylan Thomas, just unlucky with great turnover there from Sanjay Patel.
But hey, this isn't a high school boys game though, is it, Ethan? Let's really get back to the action here.
Quality hockey.
Inside the final 15 seconds, Otago looking to get the ball down the far end of the field. Not wanting to concede in this final phase of the game, of the quarter.
So Finn Ward there, just looked like he was going for an off drive there. Bringing back the old cricket days from.
And as the hooter goes for the end of the first quarter, you have the Otago men 1, the Wellington boys 0, as we'll catch you in a couple of moments for this second quarter. Here we are underway in the second quarter. Benji Calhoun looking to push forward. Otago coming out very strong to start the quarter.
Malachi Bushell there. Great ball through to Craig Turner on the baseline in Wellington. Look to settle this down again.
After ending that first quarter on such a high, it'd be good to see the Wellington boys look to sustain the pressure, carry on as they left off at the end of the first quarter.
Kind of has one of those feels to the game though, where you feel like the Wellington boys just get one, I think they'll get 2 or 3, because I think they'll just go bang bang. With their threats that they got their back with Callum Olsen, with these drag flick and his overhead ability to chuck into those corner pockets, which we've seen so far in this game, I think this end score could be 4-5, 5-3, 4-3 to one team. I'm not sure which way it's going to go yet.
Probably passing to the top of the circle by the Wellington men. Umpire Max Beach not happy with the contact around the top of the circle though. Free hit Otago, looking to alleviate some of the pressure. Not the turnover they're looking for, Otago, midfield turnover. Looking to scramble back on D. Just glancing past the far post there we have Ben Van Worken, captain of the Wellington men's side.
He's popped up a couple of times recently as well. Just a very handy player, another one of those experienced campaigners to the capital lads. Wellington look like they're going for a wee trap in the midfield there, like just one goal, just a wee bit slow there, but it looks like an option that they definitely can run with. Just the back three of Otago, just not looking to use their left and right half as much as the Wellington boys are. And it could be a definitely option to get some high turnover ball, especially in the Otago half.
Yeah, really, really good place to turn the ball over in the midfield. Something the coach would have drawn up at the quarter-time break, wanting to put some pressure on the Otago midfielders. Wellington very content to be able to hold the ball around the back. Not in too much of a hurry to push forward. The back three looking to control the ball well. As you see another overhead pushing forward with the attacking 23, Ben Van Workum on the ball, looking to penetrate around the baseline. Great play by the Wellington men. McIntosh, fantastic save again with the stick save.
Here's James Nicholson, he's quick, you watch that story run. Tell you what, I'd be happy to hear to watch Felix just save these goals with that, because at the moment his stick save has been amazing. I hope I haven't just jinxed him there, but it's been a hell of a start from the young goalie in goal for the Otago lads.
I'd definitely love to see an Olsen McIntosh round 2 coming up in the near future. Goalie versus drag flicker, the ultimate battle on the field, 1-on-1. Umpire Saunders not happy with the contact in the midfield.
Yeah, I think that was for that first tackle there. I don't really blame him. It was just a bit lazy from the defender there. Probably only lucky just to receive a free head in my eyes, but I don't mind a free head. Just let the kids play, let it go on and see some good positive hockey go out there.
Jack Ryder looking to play down the left-hand flank, the far side at the Punawai. Great ball across, but we had Ward there tidying it up in the midfield. Pressing quite aggressively there, the Otago strikers. Looking a bit susceptible, getting penetrated in behind.
Wellington to me would be able to see the ball really well, move the ball from side to side. Really easy and comfortable. I'd just love to see them just go a little bit more, go forward with the ball and look to really penetrate. Just like this bit here, where they've got an overlap on the outside, but I'd just love to see them just go forward a wee bit more, just like that, and really look to overlap it.
Yeah, sometimes it's important. You play a lot of pretty hockey, it looks good, keep the ball, but really not creating that many chances. Sometimes just that dusty bobbly pass is a real threatening play to play into the circle.
Jordan Wald back on the ball now, passing it Max Rasmussen over to Johnny Thorne. The Otago lads, I think, will just look to hold the ball here a wee bit. They've just been starved of probably the last 10 minutes, even the last 5 minutes of the quarter and start of this quarter, just been starved of the ball, and I think they'll just look to hold it a wee bit here and to build some pressure. It's another great tackle from the Wellington lad out there.
Yeah, Jack Ryder on the far side of the field. And now we've mentioned a couple of times in the last few moments. Jimmy Nicholson, again a player to watch. Got speed to burn. Great penetration through the midfield. Otago looking very threatening down the far side of the field. Umpire Saunders not happy with the tackle, the long barrier.
Yeah, I think that's a fair call there, considering what was on in the circle. There was two guys unmarked, and I guess he's just trying to make himself as big as he can to present a PC option there from happening, but it just doesn't work out, and I think there's great officiating there from Nick Saunders.
So far in this game, Boothie, Otago 1 from 1 at the corner bracket. Do we see something similar again, looking to flick off one?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure with Kieran off. I'm not too sure what Geordie will do here. I think they'll go the second bracket and really try and use Geordie and maybe look for James Nicholson on that post. I'm 0 from 2 here, and the Otago lads are 1 from 2, so they're doing better than me. But yeah.
Yeah, but only the 6 attackers up for Otago. There's not a lot of options on really. No one on the left-hand side of the bracket for Otago.
Well, I guess that's a choice you sacrifice when you have 2 brackets, though, isn't it? You can commit the other man, but you're probably defensively a bit lacklustre at the back. I've definitely seen something there on that glove side of the goalie. I'm not sure if they've been doing some research before the game about that, but they've definitely seen something there, and they've gone there all 3 times.
Yeah, seems to be definitely something they're focusing on for the first half of this game. But is that tough spot though between the postie and the goalkeeper? Sometimes it's difficult to tell whose ball it is. Is it Wellington pushed down the far side, the close side of the field, looking to penetrate the circle? And that's that ball I was talking about, Boothie. Sometimes just that bouncy, difficult ball for the defenders is always a positive one to play into the circle.
Yeah, I think if you were watching our game before as well, just the Canterbury Cavaliers just used that ball really well against the Canterbury Beavers. Just to really neutralise that pace up there.
Man, these Otago boys are quick on the counter-attack. As you see, with one end of the field to the other in the matter of seconds, really good opportunity to score another goal. The Otago boys looking very, very threatening on the counter-attack. I think this game's starting to come alive a wee bit more now, Ethan. We had that bit of a tic-tac-toe for the first few moments of this quarter, now starting to open up a little bit.
Yeah, I really feel like both teams felt each other out. Just really got into the groove of the game, and Otago just took that opportunity to capitalise. And I think Felix probably in goal for the Otago lads has probably saved 2 or 3 goals in a night. And another day they could be down 2-1 or down 3-1, but Felix so far is having a hell of a game in goal.
Real morale booster for the team, having such a fantastic goalkeeper in the cage. As you see a bit of a turnover there in the midfield by Wellington, number 26, Connor Hoskins. Apologies to the fans if they're listening on CelloSport to the expletive when you turn that ball over.
Just looks like Wellington just are pressing a little bit higher here, which is really nice to see. Just trying to get some ball turnover up front as re-raised ball into the Connor Hoskins head there. Hope he's all right.
I don't think that guy's ever been injured in his life, Ethan, the way he's built.
No, and I'd be happy to be built like that any day of the week, wouldn't you? I do know you hit the gym quite often, Sam, and you'd happy to be like him any day of the week, wouldn't you?
Back to the game, Otago looking to transfer the ball to the far side of the field.
Johnny Thorne on the ball there.
Definitely seems to be a different mindset and speed from the two teams. Otago looking to probably go forward with a bit more pace. Wellington looking a bit of a man-to-man press. Trying to turn the ball over. Well done by Patrick Ward. Very elusive player, someone that's very difficult to tackle in the midfield.
Love that play on there from Max Beach. I really like that. I know the Wellington boy wasn't too happy, but just really good positive hockey that we've been seeing played out there, and they're allowing some free-flowing hockey, which I think both teams want to play by the looks of it. And
very impressed here, Boothie, with the way the Otago attacking at speed.
Kieran O'Connor there on the ball, just looks to recycle that. I think that's a great idea from the lads.
And as we'll probably see Otago transfer the ball, then we'll look to go up pace again. Good trust in the midfield from the brothers, knowing where they can pass the ball to each other, knowing the opposition's going to be there.
I think both teams have got really safe with the ball. Like when they hold on to the ball, they've been holding it on for long periods. There hasn't been turnover after turnover, which is really cool to see. And the trust I think they've shown in each other and really early on campaign towards then actually in Dunedin on the 11th of September is just really amazing to see so early on.
What do you reckon, Ethan? The NHC heading back to Dunedin has been a bit of a hiatus since the South Island, especially Dunedin, seeing the tournament. Really good for the local hockey communities. You see the top level of hockey in New Zealand heading back down south.
Yeah, it's actually my hometown down there, and I'm actually looking forward to it as an ex-local as well as it's always good to see some amazing hockey in the South Island, especially in the deep south. Hopefully the weather's not too bad, but so the lads will rug up and keep warm in that southern experience of Dunners.
Definitely an experience one way or another down there, Ethan. Turnover by Bushell. Well trapped on the overhead, looking to roll through into the midfield. Again, this is where they're going to look threatening, down that right-hand side, attacking at speed.
There's Pat Ward there to Finn Ward, passing it to the two brothers. Nick Saunders is blown for a stick shield there on Finn Ward, and Wellington will look to attack through a counter really quick. And
not a lot of numbers here from Wellington. Great stick skills up the middle. Marcus Ambrose looking to go himself.
Great pass.
Well taken goal by the Wellington boys. And Max Beach with the double-toed insult into injury. Looking to give a card here to the Otago team.
I think he's looking for the tackle back in the midfield there from, I think it might be Pat Ward, and I think Patrick's just hiding from him a little bit here.
Umpire Beach didn't come down in the most recent shower though, did he, Ethan? He's found his man. Sent him to the pine.
And it was Patrick Ward as well, which you usually don't see. That man doesn't get too many cards, so. But it was a very well worked goal there.
Very well worked goal by the Wellington. It looked like Otago had that thing covered up, but again shows what a bit of quick play down the far side. Early ball into the circle and great positioning on the spot for the deflection into the cage.
I think that the stick skills for me was outstanding from Marcus Ambrose. Just excellent through the midfield and just keep going and gave a great ball across the goal to be finished for a deflection and great finish as well because, like we said earlier, Felix has been having a heck of a game and goal, and it was a really well worked goal and really good to see for the Capital boys.
And now we've got a game on our hands here, Ethan. Otago looking the stronger of the team for periods of the game. Otago, Wellington heading straight back to make it 1-1.
I think both teams look reasonably happy just to try and get the ball whenever they can in defensive end and looking to try and counter as quickly as they can through that.
As we see a bit more of that misty rain starting to come down here at the Napuna White Sports Sub. Ball across the top of the circle.
Benji Culhane there looking to James Nicholson, two lads who played in the North vs South series early on in this year for the South lads, and two lads who stepped out.
Interesting phase of the game here. Otago looking to fall away back to a half-court press. Again, probably part of that counter-attack mentality. Looking to bring the Wellington defenders forward, bring them up towards the halfway line, turn the ball over and then attack with speed again, trying to catch them off guard.
So you see Callum Olsen pull up really high there. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to get in the way of one of his flicks or hits because he wouldn't be walking too well afterwards, I don't think.
Umpire Beach firm on the whistle. Really decisive umpiring there. Great to see. One of the more experienced umpires from the Canterbury hockey fraternity. Once again, we see that far side counter attack. Otago trying to head down that way at speed.
I love that 45 ball from the 23 just to straight into the top of the circle. I would love to see them use the baseline a little bit more and look to really get some depth in their strike and attack.
Jordan Ward turn over the midfield. This is where, again, Otago looking like they've got this well controlled. Numbers back for the boys in yellow. Very great trap down this near side by the Otago number 6, Zach Mason. It's that 45 ball you're talking about, Boothie, to the top of the circle.
Yeah.
Managed to trap this one for the circle penetration, but well mopped up there by the Wellington defensive team.
There's our man that dragged like a Callum Olsen at the back there, mopping up for the Wellington lads.
Nice trap here by Jordan Ward. And well worked by the Wellington striker, looking to capitalise and get the corner. See Callum Olsen jogging up to the top of the circle.
He's not happy, the old Jordan Ward, with something must have gone back earlier. I think we talked about him, just not sure. I thought that was actually excellent umpiring there from Max to let the game go on, and he allowed the advantage and turned out quite well. We do have our battle back on hands with Callum Olsen versus Felix McIntosh. And to end the quarter, I don't think there's a better way you could end the half, to be honest.
As we see the Wellington men setting up with 2 brackets. From the Otago defensive unit here, I know where I'm running anything. Callum Olsen looking to twist that stick once, twice in the hands. Weight forward on the toes, looking for the injection. And that's the man we spoke about. As cool as you like, steps up, 1-2 steps, finds the back of the net, and Wellington men head into half time up 2-1.
Welcome back to Napanoai Sports Hub here for the second half of this fixture between the Otago men and the Wellington men. We've seen two goalkeeper subs change over for both teams. We've seen Hamish van Dijk swap with Felix McIntosh in the Otago camp, and we've also seen Will Zhao jump in the goal, who used to be a former Canterbury hockey staff member, Sam.
Absolute legend is Will Zhao. Knows one of the best fish and chip shops up in Wellington and the best Malaysian takeaways in Christchurch, which I believe the Wellington boys are heading to later on tonight. But hey, back to the game, Ethan. This is our target with a quick start to the quarter.
Connor to finish.
They've got goal time. Whatever the coach said at half time, Ethan, it's worked. Otago coming out firing, looking finally levelling the scores at 2-2. As I was speaking about William Zhao.
Yeah, I think
gets one in.
Kieran O'Connor, great ball there through Malachi Bushell, and then the jam. He practiced, that man practices, and he would have been practicing that for weeks on end. And I think the coaching message, what's your thoughts, the Wellington camp, what do you reckon their coaching message was at halftime, Sam?
I think the coach will be pretty happy with the way they're holding the ball around the back here. Just wanted to find some more different ways here they can really start to threaten the Otago circle though. They can't always rely on the puny corner option. And we see them hold the ball around the back quite comfortably. Once they get out of this Otago press, this is when they need to start to look to go forward. Really try and throw some balls to the circle to get their strikers working hard to score, put some more goals in the back of the net.
Yeah, I'd agree there, Sam. Then the Otago message on the other end with Dave Ross, and I don't think the message would have been friendly at half time. They had the possession for a majority of that, probably first half, and I don't think we'd be incredibly happy with the end score result, but it'd be extremely happy with a great finish from Malachi Bush on the first 20 seconds of that half.
You definitely have an aggressive mindset starting this quarter, the Otago men. Coach Ross would have been really happy with the way they came out, looking to push forward early. And it shows on the scoreboard, being able to hit up, level things up back at 2-2.
Umpire there, Nick Saunders, wasn't happy with where the free hit was taken and just settled it down, and just really trying to assert a high standard at the start of the game as we look for Finn Ward to an overhead into the circle to Craig Turner, and we see Callum Olsen there with an excellent trap.
Yes, not a very friendly tackle there by the Otago number 12. Looking to take his time on the side of the field as Wellington push forward.
I believe that Johnny Thorne there, who's made that tackle, who's sitting on the bench, he's also another member of Felix McIntosh with the Albany Alligators in that recent final. So he's also another lad who's gone through the New Zealand hockey system as well, and he's gone back home to play for his association at UNHC, which is great to see, going back to play for where they're originally from, and going to go share their development with all these young players. It's amazing to see.
Both teams really putting a bit of more of an aggressive press on the start of the second half. Both coaches drawing something up at the halftime break, looking for more turnovers in that more attacking part of the field.
I think Wellington will just look to hold the ball with the man up here and just look to attack. They do look like they have an overhead on the right-hand side, and we do see Malachi Bushell trying to split.
This is when the Wellington boys have to find the back of the net. Man up, controlling the ball around the back nicely, looking for that chance to really attack and get into the attacking circle. As we see the Otago men mop that up quite calmly.
Benji Culhane back there, chucks on the foot and just works it way out, just like he's back on the farm, just down in Southland lad.
Again, Wellington looking to press aggressively. Obviously the man up at the moment. Really trying to make it count for the next minute or so. Goalkeeper Zhao telling the boys to get up, get up. He's a man that knows his hockey, Will Zhao.
There's Callum Olsen there, Sending the ball back across, looking for a midfield transfer, and just quite can't get there, but it's still really good hockey to see from the Wellington lads with the man up. And I do believe the Otago boys are back to 11 man now.
2 minutes definitely feels like an eternity for the defensive team. Attacking wise, 2 minutes never feels like long enough as they look to push forward. Great play into the circle there by the Otago men. The squeeze shot will shout, very save. Calm save.
Actually, those two boys probably grew up playing hockey together. DVD, former Wellington lad as well, so they might have played a Lockie hockey together as a young age group. Coming up as we see number 14 for Wellington. Look for 2-on-1. Great trap. Great save from Hamish van Dyke. So we see an advantage there played by Nick Saunders. Great officiating there. There's our man there again, number 12 for Wellington. He's been in the game everywhere, hasn't he?
Wellington with very fantastic sustained period of pressure.
Great save there from Benji Culhane, bringing his cricket skills out as well. There's old Finn Ward on the ball.
That is good skills
just
there.
Does something silly and you don't know what he's going to do, but I wish I could do that. That's all I'll say.
Really good way to get yourself out of a bit of a tight situation there in the close corner of the field. Wellington again looking to press aggressively.
I actually do believe there was a couple of Finn's flatmates actually come up from Dunedin and come watch him play, and I heard just a wee few lads in the crowd go a few oohs and ahs, which is always great to hear from your lads coming to watch you play at a tournament like this.
Ōtautahi Cup 2022, Ethan. I really think there's going to be a great crowd tomorrow down here at the Punawai Sports Hub. Some of the best hockey you'll see in Aotearoa.
There's 3 great quality games on tomorrow, and just for me, what game are you looking forward to watching tomorrow?
I think it's going to be the final match of the day, Ethan. Wellington men versus the Canterbury Cavaliers. I'm really looking forward to the game, although we saw the Beavers hold their own against the Cavaliers, the Canterbury B men's side. Right down to the third quarter, they were looking right in the game until the Canterbury Cavaliers pulled away with it with a few late goals. But I'm just really excited for all the games tomorrow. It's great to have this Ōtautahi Cup 2022 back here in Christchurch.
I'm actually really looking forward to seeing the Wellington women. I'm just watching them over on the other turf, and they look like they've been down the Otago end on the other turf a lot of the time, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them play the Cats tomorrow, and I think that's going to be one heck of a game tomorrow. Heaps of junior black six in both teams going to the NZC system, NZ hockey system, and as well as still in the system or being part. It's just going to be great to watch it. An absolute festival here at Punawai.
Really great steals. Angus Bellman penetrating the circle. Name that we haven't spoken about much today, but with those skills when they're taking the edge of the circle, I really want to see this man on the ball, lifting the ball off the ground, 3D skills. And I think there's a call here for the intentional foot. Umpire Saunders, yep, he's spotted it.
Yeah, I think that's great officiating, to be honest. Patrick, I think, did him on the inside, and just really setting a standard here. Both these umpires have umpired really well. Nick and Max, with Patrick with the 3D skills over to Johnny. Just quite can't link up with that last pass. It's just probably been a wee bit of a quarter for Otago. They just can't really link that last pass up here, Sam.
And there's that bobbly mixer pass we've talked about, Boothie, trying to feed it into the circle at that awkward height. Force the defenders to have to make some clean execution of their skills. And if not, they'll pounce on at the attacking end. The Otago now with the man up.
Looks like there's a wee battle going on in the circle between Kieran O'Connor and number 10 for Wellington. They always seem to be marking each other. I think that's just a personal battle the capital guys taking on against Kieran. Probably seeing them as their probably dominant striker.
As we see Van Werkum on the ball, playing a bit deeper in this quarter at the moment. We saw him up front in the first half of the match. Now we see him happy to fold out fill in the back four.
Back of the stick there, call from Max Beach, just slowing things down. As we'll see our man back on the ball here. Sam Davis, just picked by Max Rasmussen, number 10 to number 10. Raz wasn't too happy with that tackle. He doesn't usually show a lot of emotion, old Raz, but he just wasn't looking too happy with that.
Otago looking to really overload down that far side of the field. Otago often known for their back five formation, looking to be in a bit of a back three at the moment. What would have been a left half looking to really aggressively overload and become a bit more of a midfielder, attacking midfielder. And here's the turnover.
Ben Van Werken, the skipper. Great tackle there from Zach Mason from behind. And we look, Finn Ward's on the ball, looking to link up with Kieran O'Connor there. Great finish.
If that doesn't get you excited, Ethan, I don't know what does.
That was simply outstanding. What a finish. Like, let's talk about that goal for a second here, because I think that needs a wee bit more to just what a finish. Like, the skill he just showed there from Kieran O'Connor was outstanding. And what was even better, it was in the roof. You got to love those goals.
Yeah, ridiculously calm finish there, Ethan, to see the Otago men penetrating the circle at speed. Really calm play by the striker, really getting down low. And the old sweep into the roof, something that the goalie can't really. William Zhao, I'm sure he's taught a lot of kids how to save that one in the past, but just when it happens in real time, he's just got no chance really to react.
Yeah, so we just look to see Otago look like they're pressing quite high with one of their AMs. Looked like they were trying to really get the ball up there and look for Wellington to try and turn it over, as we've seen. Some great individual skill there to pass the ball to the baseline and really looking to attack, as there's an excellent tackle down there from Zeke Bishop on the sideline.
I think with Olsen not on the field for Wellington at the moment, they'll probably look to try and find a field goal rather than rely on that penalty corner.
I actually think he's up in the circle, actually, Sam, as we see up there. He's just promoted. He's just coming back out to right half, but I think he wanted to go away. He's just gone off now. This game's just starting to really open up from end to end, as Wellington looking to sit a bit deeper in their press, and Otago's looking to get quite a wee bit more aggressive. It'll be interesting to see what team capitalise here, as it's 3-2 to Otago. But it still has this feeling in this game, though, doesn't it, Sam, that there could be 3 or 4 more goals.
Definitely that feeling of more goals here, Ethan. As we see the Wellington men pushing in the far side of the field. Great skills there by number 17 on the far side. Umpire Saunders again, another card for the Wellington men. As we saw before, the Swin Otago looked to pounce. The extra man on the field lead to a goal last time. Will this lead to another goal?
You see Patrick Ward there on the ball, another turnover. Upright hit. Oh, great trap. Oh, great skills. Wow.
Graham Morrell there on the baseline for the Wellington team, mopping up the scraps. Really important they kept him out there. And this is an important one minute period here. Wellington still down 1 man for the next minute or so.
The 3D skills, though, have been something also to talk about. It's just been outstanding from both midfield and team, and then from our man at the back. Just to mop that up, cool, calm and collective, and then see you ball over the sideline and say, lads, we're still in this.
I'm sure Will Zhao would have had some kind words for his defender there. Help him out on the far side of the field. Another wee period to play with the extra man at the moment. Finding the player on the outside, the Otago strikers. Zhao, cool and calm at the back there.
Great pass there from James Nicholson to lead to the top of the circle. As we're just starting to see that, just Otago look to really use the middle of the pitch here. And then as we see Malachi Bushell drive out wide, and Johnny just holds off the lead there, and we see another turnover at the attacking end. as Wellington are just about to get back to the 11th man coming ready to stand up on the sideline.
Otago falling away to the half-court press. Really happy to sit on that one goal lead, 3-2 at the moment. And that's the turnover they're looking for. Not a lot of pressure on the Wellington back four. But those are easy turnovers. They count as goal at this stage of the match.
Yeah, I'll be really interested to see what Wellington do here, because we have seen them sit with a back three, and this quarter they've just gone to a back four. I'll be interested to see next quarter. They've still got a minute left on the clock, but we'll be interested to see if they do go back to a back three and really operate with four midfielders.
As we tick into the final minute of this third quarter. Wellington, first time we've seen them down the centre of the field in the last wee while. Can't quite link up with the final passes in the final quarter of the field.
I think we'll see here from Jordan Waters, he'll chuck an overhead eyes into young wee Zeke, who's done the exact same thing. Probably not the greatest place to turn the ball over with 40 seconds left on the clock. .30 seconds left here, Wellington looking to attack.
Marcus Ambrose down the far side of the field. Really going to have to get the ball moving here as the clock winds down. Umpire Saunders calls the penalty corner.
Now the real question is here, with Callum off, I don't see Callum on here, Sam. What do you reckon Wellington's going to do here?
I'm sure this is something they've practiced throughout the weeks leading up to this Ōtautahi Cup 2022. All the Wellington men pushing up to the edge of the circle. Bracket one, looking at Graham Murrell, twisting the stick in his hands.
I think we might see a German here, Sam. I think we might see a German.
Oh, I would love to see a German, Ethan. Van Dijk, well saved. On the line of the goal, now scramble and they found the back of the net.
Great pressure there from Uni. Not from Uni, sorry, that's the team that Heyman Van Dijk plays for in the Canterbury competition, but from the Wellington lads. Great pressure to lock this up. 3-0 going into the last quarter. This is Ōtautahi Cup hockey at its finest.
Really good to see a 6-goal festival for this second men's game of the Ōtautahi Cup 2022. Wellington men with the penalty corner at the end of the third quarter. Ethan, which way do you see this game heading in the final quarter?
In all honesty, mate, it could go either way. At the end of the day, I think we're both sitting up here happy if it goes either way as well. Like, it's been some fantastic hockey. We've seen some outstanding goals being scored. We talk about Kieran O'Connor's sweep hit into the top corner, the well-worked pass here from Finn Ward. But then we see Wellington straight fighting back as they were up as well at half-time, leading 2-1 to fight back to get this game back to 3-0 ending into the last quarter.
Do we see a shootout, Ethan?
Oh, wouldn't we love one? Wouldn't we love one? I do believe if it is a draw, we do see a shootout. It would be very interesting. Oh, I think I think the game deserves to go to a shootout, to be honest. But we do have a quarter left to go. But don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. But yeah.
Hamish Van Dijk, first player out on the turf. Really looking to put that goal from the end of the third quarter behind him. And as the hooter goes for the start of this fourth quarter, We see a goal on the far turf. Wellington women look to consolidate their lead over the Otago women. Again, Wellington looking to really set that midfield trap. Let the ball get into the midfield, collapse a wee bit. Really swarm that man and look for the turnover and counter-attack quickly. I'm sure the message for both teams here at the three-quarter time break was get out there early, put the pressure on hard, score the first goal, and we look to really put the pressure on for the rest of this fourth quarter as we're a goal up. Wellington men really aggressive in their press. Jordan Ward happy to play the ball back to Benji Culhane. And that's the turnover that Wellington boys were looking for. Liam Mortimer down the far side of the field for the Wellington senior men's team. Now I'm interested to see here as Benji Culhane plays the ball around the back. Mr. Rasmussen. Are we going to see this game open up, Ethan, or do you think it's going to be a bit of a game of chess here for the next few minutes into the start of this fourth quarter?
To be honest, I think the game's sort of been a chess. Like we've seen both teams go to a half-court press and really be patient with the ball. I don't see this going in any way, but if it does open up, for me, the threats for Wellington would have to be their captain, Ben Van Werken. Just the midfield transfer, he's been excellent this game. And then for the Otago lads, I would like to see Johnny Thorne, who was just on the ball there, just a wee bit more involved in the game. Would love to see him really overload on that right-hand side and really get up the pitch there.
Malachi Bush will really urging his team to stay up, press high, put the pressure on the defenders. Otago looking to split the field in half. Easy outlet there, they swarm around him, looking for that turnover. Seems to be a theme from both teams, Ethan, at the moment, looking to set a bit of a trap in the midfield, let the ball get in, and then really swarm the man on the ball, trying to force that turnover.
We almost see Otago there basically pressing with four. Their wingers sort of dropped out, and Malachi, one of the attacking mids, has really pushed really high, and Otago's happy to go back to man on man. As we see Uni just look to utilise that a wee bit with moving the ball around really well. Movement off the ball has been excellent from the Wellington lads.
Yeah, the Otago boys looking to really hold a bit of a zonal press at the moment. Happy to hold specific parts of the field, to really trust each other, to really follow each other up from behind and make sure they commit to this press as a team.
Great advantage there for Max Beach to let the Wellington lads play as we look to see the Wellington lads go. Great drop ball there as we look to see him go to the baseline. They love the baseline, Wellington. It's been great to see them attack down there.
I think with number 22, Olsen back in the field. Really threatening time here for the Wellington boys to get a penalty corner. Trying to put the heat on for this final 13 minutes of Game 2 of the Men's Ōtautahi Cup 2022.
I still feel like, though, that number 12 for me for the Capital lads has been excellent. Those 3D skills, the goal he scored as well has just been absolutely outstanding. And I hope the Otago boys don't go to sleep because I feel like he's still got another couple of goals in him. He scored one brilliant goal today and set up another one, but yeah.
Otago looking to press more aggressively, trying to split the field. Keep Wellington to one side, well executed there by Wellington to get out of that press. And that's the turnover the boys were looking for in the midfield from Otago. Pressure on the back four of Wellington, trying to create the midfield turnover and look to push forward here and attack on the counter.
Here's Johnny Thorne, my man I talked about before. Great pass there through to Patrick Ward. We look to see him cross the ball across. Great save, William Zhao. What a save from William Zhao there, low on his stick side. Wow, we've seen some hell of a stick side save today from Felix McIntosh in the first half. And then from our man, our former staff member, William Zhao, that's just excellent.
I wouldn't expect anything less from Will Zhao. He's a man known for his goalkeeper expertise. Runs a bit of a clinic usually. Last year at the South Holland under-15s and under-13s festivals, really took those goalkeepers under his wing and showed them how to become such successful players on the field.
I do believe he has family watching tonight as well, which is also cool. His brother's out here watching, who has basically taken over his role as that Tony Zhao, who's watching his brother on the sideline as we see Patrick Ward look to really navigate through the midfield with his 3D skills. Still somehow got control of the ball, which I don't know how, but we'll play on.
That's that mix of pass we talked about. If we can get the ball in early, force the defender to take, and we've got another man sitting down on the sideline. Max Beach showing a green card to, I believe, Wellington. Number 25, Cam.
Cam Patton.
That's probably the third or fourth card we've seen for the Wellington team, Ethan.
Yes. Now, I'm 0 from 4 here, Sam. So I'm going to put this one to you. What do you reckon the Otago lads are going to do here?
For me, Ethan, first bracket. And they'll probably look to go between goalkeeper Zhao and his postman again. Looks to be the side of the goal they've been targeting this match. Umpire Beach. And just like you, Boothie, I was unsuccessful with the decision. But it all leads to the yellow brick road for the Otago men's team as they extend that lead and head to 4-3.
We have seen Jordan Ward up there for every bracket so far, and his first he gets an opportunity bank, so he'll be a happy man. He's played really well this game, I think, and really nice and simple, moved the ball around and really deserved that goal.
I think that's when you look to the coach now, Ethan, after being on that bracket 2 or 3 times with no ball coming your way. You really look at the coach and think, Coach, send it my way if I'm going to flick like that, please.
Have you heard that recently as a coach speaking from experience, or?
I think it's always important you leave it down to the players, Ethan. There's always the man that's feeling hot in that moment, feeling like they've got the hot hand. And it's just the matter of feeding that hot hand and letting them try and execute the things that they train for.
Now, we've talked about you coaching here, Sam. What would your tactics be as a coach? Wellington's just gone down 4-3. Like, if you're going to pull the goalie, when would you look to pull him?
Personally, definitely a fan of getting the goalkeeper off early, Ethan. Some coaches look to go 3, 4, 5 minutes left in the quarter. Personally, I'd look to go now.
As we see another turnover there from Malachi Bushell as the sub comes on for Wellington. They just look to settle it down here, look to hit that right half. Great tackle there from our goal scorer, Jordan Ward, who looks to just heave it up the line. As we see William Zhao go collect the ball for us.
Really prides himself in his athleticism, does Zhao. Spends a lot of time in the gym. Just to really counteract what happens at the fish and chip shop on a Friday night, I believe. Slaving away on the grill with his parents back up in Wellington.
We still see here the Otago lads sort of sitting sort of quite aggressive, but sort of sitting off, waiting for a missed trap as we see a lovely pass there from our man Sam over to, I think that was Callum over there. I can't right all. I'm not too sure what's going on here, Sam. Umpire Nick Saunders is not happy with something.
There's a bit of a comedy of errors, wasn't it, on that far side of the field? Both teams looking very confused on what was going on. Saunders, hands on hips. As a new parent, I'm sure he's really working on that hands on hips pose recently. Obviously, as we are not old enough to really understand what's going on, but he's really planning for the future.
Yeah, he's speaking like a man of experience there, Sam. I'm not quite there yet at my age, but yes, Nick doesn't look too happy. Still got his hands on his hips there. He still looks a bit grumpy, doesn't he? But he probably just wants to see a good, positive game of hockey continue.
Otago more than happy to hold the ball at the moment. No real urgency to push forward. Holding on to that 1 goal lead with 6.5 minutes remaining in the second game of the Ōtautahi Cup 2022. Otago probably looking the better of the teams in the last wee while. Umpire Beach, free hit for the foot against Wellington.
See old Benji Colhane.
He's an athlete, isn't he?
Oh, mate. Tell you what, that kid's done some things. New Zealand, we could ramble about him all night, to be honest. You know, played New Zealand under 19s cricket. Now he's playing Otago NHD men, which is just great to see a cross-man sports as we see Kieran O'Connor there work a piece there with a well-worked ball there from Finn Ward to Kieran O'Connor. That's the second time they've linked up.
I'm sure this has been Jordan Ward puts his hand up in the huddle and says, "Feed the hot hand, please, boys."
Yeah, but we've also got Kieran back on the field who scored a scintillating goal before. I wouldn't mind seeing him again. We've got Kieran on the first bracket and Geordie on second. We do have Craig a layoff left this time. You have been asking for that all night. We do have that out here.
Yeah, we're a bit suspicious not having the left layoff for the whole game and now putting the left layoff in. Let's give this a go, Ethan. We're both none from many this game. I see them going back to Jordan.
I'm going to go Kieran here, to be honest.
Well executed flick, Boothie. You can talk us through this one. You're the man that picked the flick.
Yeah, I just think we've seen all night, to be honest. We saw in the Cavs game and now we've seen in the Otago Wellington game as we've just constantly seen them flick the runner side. As we see here, Jordan Ward will step up and take the flick with umpire Max Beach giving a stroke, and I don't see anything wrong. There's no players complaining. I think it's an excellent call there from Max, as we will see a 1v1 between Jordan Ward and the William Zhao.
The bumper crowd here at Napunawai falls silent. And a well calmly taken, executed stroke there by Jordan Ward. Sent Zhao the wrong way. And for our 8th goal of the game, the Otago men lead 5-3 over Wellington.
Now as a coach here, Sam, Wellington's just conceded another one and they're down 5-3. And they've still got the goalie on. Would you really be looking to take that goalie off now as we see a massive overhead there?
I think it's a case of they've got to stop the bleeding at the moment. Conceded 2 goals in the last few moments. Down 5-3 at the moment. Probably look for a bit more of an aggressive press. Trying to put some heat on in the midfield. If they can claw him back, I'm sure we'll see goalkeeper Zhao come off, but I think a 2-goal buffer at the moment. They just want to really try and put some heat on up front and see what they can do to claw this lead back.
And then if you're on the Otago camp, what are you looking here for this last final 4.5 minutes?
It's just all about holding the ball, playing smart hockey, really trying to limit the dangerous turnovers. You know the Wellington boys are going to press hard. How do we keep the ball around the outside? How do we hold the ball? How do we force free hits for our team? But the main thing is you really got to keep playing hockey. You can't go into your shell. Hockey's too much of a fast-paced game to hold on for 4 minutes. You've got to really still try and attack.
So we see Benji Colhane there, midfield transfer to Malachi Bushell as Devan Bihaka on the sideline. Looks to go some 3D skills. As we see a free hit given his way, and it's a well-worked free hit. A couple of Wellington lads were complaining there they might have wanted a stick shield, but I thought that was great skills from my eyes.
Really well played trapdoor there by Finn Ward. Free hit out there by umpire Beach.
It's great sportsmanship there from Johnny Lucky. He realised he might have clipped the guy and just went up to him and said behind him, "You're right, mate." That's just great to see in a competitive hockey game, just to see that sportsmanship between the two teams.
Van Workham looking to control the ball in the midfield. Wellington really need to find ways to push forward at the moment. As we tick into the final 3 minutes of this game, they're really going to have to look to try and go forward.
We see James Nicholson really high split. We see Malachi, Zach all up. As we see another trap there from Ben Van Werkum. He did get the trap door on him before, and he looks to do it again.
He thought, Finn Ward, what a play. I am going to take that and put it in my repertoire.
You love to see that from players, though. You see another guy on the field doing it, and you say, mate, I can one do you better. And it's just great to see.
You've really just got to keep adding tricks to that toolbox. And this is a crucial part of the game for Wellington. You've really got to find a way to get into the circle, force either a penalty corner or score this goal to get the game back to 5-4.
There's Marcus Ambrose again on the ball, and that's a great tackle from our man, Marcus Ambrose again.
And we've found the foot on the edge of the circle. Umpire Saunders waves play on.
Great skills there from Lee and Mortimer. We've mentioned those two names. They've been a dynamic duo up front for the Wellington lads, as we see. They move a long corner.
And they've got to score, Boothie. 2 minutes left in this match. Wellington really have to find the way to push forward and really try and get this goal on the board. Great turnover by Van Werkum. Looking to find the corner. Crossed in. Harmlessly over the far sideline. As we tick into the final 2 minutes of this game. Wellington really need to get this one on the board to really push to find that draw.
As we see Wellington really aggressive press here. We've got two players behind the halfway and they're just looking to go at them. As we see a free hit given to Otago for not 5. That is a new rule there this year, Sam. And how do you think the players are adapting to that rule? And how do you think the officials are umpiring it as well? As another.
I think this really encourages people to be aggressive, and it's tough for the officials. It puts them in a position now they've got to try and make a decision on the fly. The game happened so quick, they couldn't decide who was in the 5 first. Was it safe to play entering into the 5? As we see another fantastic overhead up the field. Looked to me like Benji Culhane was on the end of that one, Ethan.
Yes, the Southland Stags, man. Looking for a wee promotion there from Finn Ward, and Benji's looking to go. He's looking to do the mahi back. He looks a bit sore for me, the old Benji. He's done some yards, not today. He has done some yards. As we see a turnover there by James Nicholson.
You've really got to applaud the Otago boys, fresh off the 5-hour trip up to Christchurch today.
Great scenic trip, by the way.
Oh, so it's one of the most scenic trips you could find, probably. I think past the through Oamaru, up through Timaru, through the metropolis of Ashburton, and then into the big smoke of Christchurch. And that's the corner they were looking for.
With 17 seconds to go, we'll look to see Callum Olsen. He's stepping up. I think he wants this, to be honest, and I think he deserves it as well, to be honest. You say to your man, like, look, mate, he wants it. Like we talked about before with the Otago lads, with Kieran on top, and we thought Geordie might have said, like, lads, this is me, but I think Callum's gone up there and said, lad, give me another goal here, lads.
I agree there, Booth. Here's the full-time Hooter goes here at Napunawai. And every goal counts in this Ōtautahi Cup. As we see this 3-day tournament for the second year running.
So I'm going to go Callum Olsen flick. Glove side.
Polite applause rings out throughout the crowd. No Callum Olsen on that flick, Boothie. If I was a betting man, my house would be gone.
Yeah, I'm not going to look at the TAB, but yeah, I put some money on the Warriors tonight as well, which I think, probably gambling against the hell against the Penrith Panthers, but when
we turn to the league, Boothie, the Vodafone Warriors versus the Penrith Panthers. If I was a betting man, I would not be betting on the boys from Auckland.
Yeah, I've just kind of seen it as, if I chuck a cheeky wee tenner on it, I could triple 5 times my money. They haven't had a great season, let's be realistic, but they're still the lads from Auckland. They're one team in New Zealand, and it's just great to see.
And as we wind down here of day one of the Ōtautahi Cup 2022, we see the Wellington boys shaking hands with the Otago men. Really looking forward to it, Ethan. Tomorrow, 4 games on the trot.
Yeah, I think just some scintillating hockey all over all the weekend. I think it's just going to get better and better, to be honest. I think you'll just start seeing the lads. First game probably together as a team as well. I think we'll see the Wellington lads in the Cavs game. It's going to be a fiery game. I'm also looking forward to umpiring it. But I'm just some great hockey out there and some just great sportsmanship as well.
So if you're in the O3 tomorrow, please head on down to the Napunawai Sports Hub. 12 o'clock's our first game, as we see day one of the Ōtautahi Cup 2022 drawing to a close. And we'll see you all back here tomorrow in the Napunawai Sports Hub for day two of the Ōtautahi Cup 2022.